Today we're talking about 5 hard platinum trophies that I want to get. And then later we'll talk about why I choose to play such extremely hard games. At the number 5 spot is Crash Team Racing. The reason I want to get this platinum is because I have the entire Crash, what is it? Well, what is it when there's group of 4 things? Quadrilogy, is that a word? Apparently not, I just looked it up, it's called tetralogy. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I have all the 4 Crash games platinum. Those were extremely hard, but I want to get Crash Team Racing just to complete whatever the word is for the 5th one. I think it's called a pentalogy, quintology. I don't know, bro. I'm a dropout. I don't know these terms. And no, I did not just look that up to find that out. But the game actually looks really cool from what I've seen. So this game has an 8 out of 10 difficulty and says it'll take 40 hours to complete. It's challenging, but that's not nothing I can't get done, right? The next game is The Binding of Isaac. So I've mentioned previously I was working on a Super Meat Boy video, and the creator of Super Meat Boy and The Binding of Isaac is the same guy. So they're both super hard. The Binding of Isaac is a 9 out of 10 and says it will take 150 hours. Isaac is a game I was addicted to for a long time. And if you look back on my older videos on the channel, I actually did make videos on this primarily, and then I made the switch to do this more trophy stuff that I'm doing now. I did mention this in an older video, but if you haven't seen it, I did actually, or not, I don't think I got the platinum on Steam, because Steam doesn't have platinums, right? But on Steam it has achievements, and I think I'm very close to like what would be the equivalent of the platinum trophy on Steam, if not, if I don't have it already. I may just need to do like a couple of the achievements so I can get the platinum on the Steam version, you know. But it is really hard, and just because I play the game a lot is the only reason I'm able to actually like get those achievements. This is something I want to get on PS5 because they do have a PS5 version of the game, so I plan to do that at some point. It would definitely have to be on stream because the game has just too many elements going on with it to make a video out of it. The video would be super long. The next game is a game called Mortal Shell. If you're familiar with this, it's a game inspired by Dark Souls. It has its differences to it, but I haven't played it, but it was free a few months ago, so you probably know it from that. And it actually looks really cool. I've seen some, you know, trailers and gameplay of it, and after playing Bloodborne, if you haven't seen my Bloodborne video and my experience with that, that's what made me want to play games like Mortal Shell and just the other Dark Souls games. Now I would probably play the other Dark Souls games first before I play Mortal Shell, because Mortal Shell isn't developed by From Software, right? But it did look really interesting from what I saw, and I definitely want to check it out after my experience with Bloodborne. Now this game is the easiest on the list with only a 6 out of 10. I mean, it's a challenge, but I mean 6 out of 10 is not really anything compared to what I've done. And it's not, you know, it's not the little brag, but I'm just, you know, keeping it real here. 25 hours is not bad either. The reason I put this game in there is because those Dark Souls types games are just challenging just to beat them normally, like let alone to get the platinum trophy. So it's just going to be a challenge anyways, regardless of if I was going for the platinum or not. So I threw it in here on the list. Next up is a game called Kena Bridge of Spirits. Now this game is a 7 out of 10 and it takes 25 hours apparently, but it looks really cool. I wanted to play it for like a couple months at this point, but I just haven't gotten around to it. It is on sale right now, so maybe I should take advantage of that. But from what I've heard, this is actually really challenging. Apparently the hardest trophy is to beat the game on master difficulty. The trophy guide describes it as a very demanding experience, but the game looks really cool. It's challenging, so those kind of fit the prerequisites for a game that I want to play, right? I could definitely see myself making a video about this game at some point. And the 5th game is a game called I Am Bread. So I've known this game for several years, and every time I saw it like in the PlayStation store, I always thought of it as like a joke. Like I never took it seriously for some reason. But recently when I got back into trophy hunting, I actually saw that this was a really hard platinum, and I was, you know, it interested me, and we'll talk about why I want to get these hard platinums in a minute here. Apparently this is a 9 out of 10, which is crazy. I don't know how a game about a flopping piece of bread walking or flopping around a kitchen. I was about to say a bathroom. Like moving around a kitchen. How can that be so hard? I don't know why it's actually that hard. I haven't really looked into it, but 9 out of 10, I'm gonna take the word for it. Just because it's a challenge is the reason why I want to get this platinum. So now as to why I'm actually going for super hard platinums, especially ones like Super Meat Boy and the ones I just mentioned. The reason is because I think it makes for better videos and just better content on the channel. If I'm playing an easy game, it's just not as interesting as if I were to play like a super hard game. And that's not because of like I would rage or anything like that. I mean, it could be, that could be a little part of it. I can't even speak, but mainly it's because like the stakes are higher, right? So whenever I'm making a video, I just want there to be more stakes. I want to be more interesting, and this is why whenever I do play an easy game, I do a speed run out of it instead of just normally playing it like if I were to play a harder game, because if I speed run it, there's a timer on it and that adds stakes to the video. And I also want to just personally challenge myself to know that I can get these kinds of things done. It's just like a good, I guess, like disciplinary thing that I can get done, like a goal, you know. Earlier I mentioned how my experience with Bloodborne's platinum trophy made me want to play games like Mortal Shell and the other Dark Souls games. If you haven't seen it, you can press here to watch.